is.
Right now.
We are live.
All right. Welcome to the Gunter City Council meeting. It is November 6th. It is 6 p.m. We're in the Public Safety Building at 105 North 4th Street. We do have a quorum with everyone in attendance, and we will open up with our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Adam, would you like to lead us?
Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you. We thank you for being in our midst tonight. We thank you for just keeping your hand on this nation, Lord, and this city and the people that live in it, work in it, Lord. And we pray for this country on all fronts, Lord. Give our leaders local and national wisdom and understanding in all things, Lord. We are always thankful and grateful for everything we've been given, and we always pray for those less fortunate than us. We thank you for all these things, and we invite you into this meeting tonight, into all our lives and the affairs of our lives. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, it is the first meeting of the month. Citizen comments. The mayor may hold a comment period at the beginning of the first regular council meeting of each month for comments not related to the public hearing or an agenda item. So we invite citizens to speak. You have 3 minutes to speak on any item that's not on the agenda. It has to be made from the podium. You have to state your name and address for the record. We are unable to respond to an item that is not on the agenda other than to just recite existing policy. So do I have anybody who is wanting to make citizen comments that were not an agenda item? Is there anybody here? Okay, seeing none. Then we're gonna go ahead and get into the agenda, and the comments that I do have signed up for, when we get there, we will do them. Adam, you have an update for us, correct?
Sure.
Okay, I'll let you start with
All right.
Parks and Rec update.
All right, just a couple
And
things.
streets.
On the park side, we did a stopgap measure, just added a little mulch on the playground over for the 4th of July. It needed a lot more. I budgeted for it. So we're about 2/3 done with that. It takes a lot of mulch for that playground, but it really needed it. We met with Nancy Neville from the Park Foundation to go over the maintenance of the playground. So happy to do that. We'll be installing Christmas lights along Preston Road. We're not going to use a contractor this year. It's in the budget, so it's very lean. But it's $1,500 worth of lights, because that's, to me, our people are entering the city right there. So it's along Preston Road. On the street side, so we had hoped to meet with the Woods HOA in November, but we're waiting on a couple things for our city engineer, Cobb Finley, to come forward. And there's a couple projects, and one of those is I need to advertise, but I need the contract documents for the RFP for the drainage easement on Broken Bow.
Right.
So talking with the mayor, she's and Eric is calling them as well, because we need to get those things done.
Yep.
And so we're shooting for a December meeting, going to be with the HOA for the Woods. And by then I better have that RFP published. So the engineer has the contract documents, but that's all that's holding it back. And when I get those, I will publish. And also scheduling the outfall study for the drainage, which we wanted to do during the colder months when the leaves drop.
Yeah.
So timing wise, but we want to move on it now. And I want to have that information for the HOA. Eric and I meet with them in December. I'm meeting with McManus Engineering tomorrow to get the street assessment going. Take into account, that'll be all the improved roads. So concrete, chip seal, asphalt, all of them. Also taken into development, because that's going to affect it. So that'll give us the rating system for the existing roads. And also when Cobb Finley gives me those other things that I need, we'll then move forward as budgeted into starting the process to create street impact fees. So when these developments comes in, that's the offsite impact to the roads. Those developments basically create greater utilization on it. It doesn't just have to be the ones they abut, it's within their service area. So, and that's a 2-year, the payment's over 2 years, but the process should be done and under, it should take over 3 to 4 months to get that done. And we will need to create another capital improvements committee. The law has changed, so there will have to be a committee that has to be created to do those, to initiate a street improvement fee. And then just FYI, the county is turning over the portions near the trailer tract. So they contacted me. They are turning over those portions of the road that abut the Taylor tract. Palmer Lake, is it
Taylor Ranch.
Taylor Ranch,
Yeah, it's
okay,
Taylor Ranch
stuff
now.
So those become our roads, and that is Little Elm Creek, Westman Road, and so I spoke with Commissioner Wright. There's a little confusion about what portions
Wait,
of
that's
those.
Platinum.
Platinum.
Did
No,
you
no,
say-
no, no.
You
It's
said
Taylor tract.
Taylor Ranch.
Taylor Ranch.
Item was on Merrill
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Little Creek Road, Westman,
Okay.
and Foy Wallace.
Okay.
But I think they think we have a larger portion of those roads, and
Right.
no, we
Yeah,
don't.
just-
We only have what's abutting us, so I'll work that out with her. But just they're giving us notice that they become ours for maintenance purposes. And I believe that's all I have at the moment.
I have a question, I lost it. All right, thank you, Adam. It'll come back later.
Was it about the roads?
Okay, no. It'll come back. I'll ask you later.
I have a quick question, though. A while back, we created the orders for the Jake break on turning
No,
on.
they start. The J-break signs go in next week. That's actually my update. I just didn't read it.
So I'll try to make this kind of quick. Mayor Alderman report, general notifications. I have a couple things. Since our last meeting, I attended the Gunter Ladies for Tomorrow, their district fall board meeting with the International General Federation of Women's Clubs. It's a legitimate thing. Gunter Ladies for Tomorrow does so many projects that help our community, and they serve. And I wanted to make sure everybody knew, because I didn't realize this, not be on Facebook very much at all. They have their thrift store is now open, so you can donate to it, you can buy, go shop it, and they got some cool stuff there. They are right across, adjacent to the police department on 100 East Pecan Street. So I was able to attend their board meeting and welcome their region, which is pretty nice. It was kind of cool. And hear a little bit about their projects coming up, which is really cool. So I think if anybody wants to serve in an area, that would be a great one. They're doing some really cool stuff. And Gunter Ladies for Tomorrow is on Facebook, so you can find them there. The Chamber is having their holiday market on December 6th. It's at the high school from 9 to 2. They still have vendor spaces for anybody that has a business, might want to set up a table and become a vendor. And of course, holiday, who doesn't want to go shop? What else do I have? We just came back from TML, so we learned a lot. It's always a good, it's a great investment into our city with the council and staff being able to go to TML, Texas Municipal League. It's where we learn all the latest on everything. It's just every department that you could think of, there's something fun. So I would like for the two of you guys to kind of tell me, just maybe share your top 2 takeaways.
One of the best things about the TML when we get there is everybody is going off in different directions.
Yeah.
Come back together, and then we talk about what we learned instead of following around like sheep, just trying to go from one class to another.
Right,
as a
we all
group.
split up.
We
So
split
we
up.
can
and
tackle as
we-
much as possible.
Yes, and it's voluntary. It's kind of like, I'm interested in this. Well, if you're interested, I'll take that off my list. I'll
I'll
do
go
this one.
there.
I'll do that one. I'll do
Yeah.
this one. I'll do that one.
Yeah.
This is your first year.
Right.
My second.
Well, I mean, I like the fact that we didn't do a lot of classes together, so we kind of,
Right.
since there was the 3 of us plus,
Staff.
2 staff members, we all pretty much hit different different groups and got a lot of really good information. I really enjoyed meeting, other cities and kind of hearing, what they're doing. And it's kind of funny that, we think we have it bad sometimes, and we have all these problems going on in Gunter, and you talk to other people, and you're like, wow, maybe we weren't having as bad as we thought.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah.
It's all
So,
perspective.
it was pretty good. And then it's also kind of neat that, we're there and, nobody knows about Gunter, and then some people know about Gunter, know what's happening in Gunter.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
And they go, oh,
Yeah, they
you know
know.
how they're responding.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
It was interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's the way they say it.
Yeah.
So one that we did go into, the three of us all ended up there because I think it's absolutely a priority. But one was titled Beyond the Aesthetics, Why Downtown Revitalization Economic Development. And we all recognize that that is incredibly important, and the three of us ended up in the same room. That's the one that we did all, and we all came out with something just a little bit different. The nuggets were a little bit different, but that was a great one. What else? Our opening keynote was really good. We ended up walking around the rest of the time, and we'd see each other like, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. It was very inspirational. Is it John O'Leary? There's a new movie out about his life. He's burned when he was younger. He's a motivational speaker now, but he told his story. The movie, I think, is called A Soul on Fire. It's pretty awesome. That was a fun one. That's how we opened our I went to People, Purpose, Presence, the Unsung Strength of Public Works in Texas communities, and that was not just, I thought, it was kind of one of those that you guys had picked your space, and I was like, well, I guess I'll go here then. So we were covering everything as much as possible. And I thought it was going to just be water, sewer, but it actually wasn't. It talked a lot about emergency management, a lot about in an emergency, public works. Adam would be called into street cleanup and things like that. So there's a lot of other stuff in public works besides just water, sewer, and that was a good one. Understanding the property tax rate calculation. That was another one I ended up in just because I thought, well, this might be good given everything that we've been through the last couple of years. The confusion with the tax rate calculation, and the fact that this was the only one left at that time that nobody else was in. So I went into that one. I came out of that one a little bit more worried than I went in. We're going to fix all these things, and I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to sit down with our appraisers and then our tax assessor collector, because they don't necessarily do the same things and may not understand each other's roles. So we're going to go through all that soon. I took lots of notes, got a lot of good information with things that can help us, though. My favorite, though, was whose role is it anyway? This is the whose role is it anyway, stay in your lane kind of thing. Is this a mayor's responsibility, council's responsibility, city manager administrator, or city secretary? It was a game show style deal, and I liked the city attorney from Victoria, Texas. Is so much fun, and when I saw his name, I'm like, I'm going there. Alan ended up in there with me.
And the prize is in the back corner.
And the prize that I got, the grand prize, it's that big pickle basket, minus the beer, because Captain Kramer took it from me earlier and told me he couldn't be at City Hall. Where is he? Is he in here?
He went on
a call.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Courtney said I can have it because I'm not an employee, and that policy handbook doesn't apply to me. I was going to bring one for each of you, and then at the end, maybe everybody can try pickle beer. I've never had it. So, but it was a really, really fun way to end my Thursday, walking away with the grand prize. That was a lot of fun.
We didn't take enough pictures.
We did not take enough
Yeah, I really
pictures.
need to get a picture of Councilman Perry running the wrong way up the escalator.
Yeah.
Trying to, yes.
And then
I just stopped at the bottom and thought, I'm not
what
following
are you
him.
doing? Yeah. Yep. There were a lot of moments we missed that we could have snapshotted.
I attended one of the law enforcement classes.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
the importance of doing it right along as a council member.
Yeah.
How important it really is so that you can truly understand what is
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So they said, you
A day
really
in the
need to
life.
do it, yes.
Yeah. Well, and also supporting our Leos in ways that are outside of our county,
Yes.
connecting them with other ways to communicate with other like-minded Leos, but outside of our county, because you get stuck in your own little chamber of you know everybody. So it's
I
kinda
prefer
nice
to be in the
have-
front seat instead of the back, personally.
Yeah, always. So TML was good. We bring in a whole lot back to share with you guys too. It was really, really good. Always good. So that is it for me. So let's move on to, did you guys have any other announcements or anything you can think of? Okay, so we'll move on to number 4. This is the public hearing that is still open from October 2nd, and we had moved it to today. Still not quite ready. We've got some changes, so we need to postpone it to a date certain, which would be the first December meeting on December 4th. So I'll need a motion and we'll have to vote to do that.
Make a motion to go ahead and approve for the December 4th.
Okay.
TERS.
To move this to Platinum Ranch
The
TERS,
Platinum Ranch TERS.
push it to December 4th. So I've got Alan with a first
I'll second.
and Pat with a second. All in favor?
Uh,
All right, that's unanimous, thank you. And then our, so obviously we don't have to even attack number 5 because there's no ordinance.
No, number 5, we
Do
do
you
have to
need to
table
do
it.
a vote to
motion.
table it again?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll need a motion to table this to a date certain, December 4th.
I'll make a motion that we table the ordinance for the TERS for Platinum Ranch until December the 3rd.
4th.
Fourth.
Okay, go first with Jerry,
I'll second.
second with Alan, all in favor? All right, it's unanimous. Public,
That was me.
oh, was it you? Okay,
We got
all
the
right,
same
so Pat
tone
with
of
the
voice.
second.
Yeah.
And I thought I heard one of you, but
Hodge twins.
it was a little bit lower. Okay, so number 6, this public hearing, this is the same thing, it's the TERS, but it's for the Taylor tract. We also need to postpone this to a date certain, December 4th.
I'll make a motion to table the tours for the Platinum Ranch.
Taylor Ranch.
Taylor Ranch, sorry, to December 4th.
Okay, Pat first,
I'll second.
Alan with the second, all in favor? All right, that's unanimous. We will move on to number 7, which would be the ordinance to support that TERS on the Taylor tract to postpone to a date certain, 12/4.
I'll make the motion that we table the ordinance for Taylor Ranch TERS until December 4th.
Jerry the first?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the ordinance for that one. So we got Jerry the first,
I'll second.
Pat with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. We'll move forward with that on December 4th. Now, in the meantime, we have guests here who are going to explain what is happening with the TERSs and the changes. So we are going to need to run to an executive session. It will not take long at all. I asked maybe 15 minutes. He goes, probably like 10 at the most, so it should be quick. But we're going to go to executive session under 551.071, consultation with our city attorney, and then also 551.087. Technically, it's considering economic development type negotiation / real property. It could sort of fall under 072 as well. Because we're talking about developer finances.
Finances, yes, there we go.
So we will move to executive session at 6:18. And seriously, y'all, it won't take long.
Sorry, everyone, I had to start my lasagna. Yeah, I can turn the oven on here, Julie, to make sure I had it all set.
Oh, okay, so we are reconvening to open session at 6:46, and we will move on to agenda item number 8. This is the interlocal agreement with Grayson County Precinct 3 for tree and brush cutting along Bounds Road. So, do you guys, we talked a little bit about this in a work session, all of this in the budget, it's about
Well, I certainly don't have a problem with this one.
right. Well, this is, these, number 8, 9, and 10 are all kind of like in that group of stuff together that is in the budget, but all three together will come out about 10,000 more than what we anticipated. Maybe a little bit less.
I think it's 4, no, I think it was like $4,000.
Oh, 4? Okay.
Yeah, it's in the backup of the item. You want me to just speak to it or not at all?
So, and the school has been asking the buses. Yeah, please help us. So,
Anybody who has those little amber
But we
lights
knew.
12 feet up in the air agrees.
well, it's ours.
Yeah.
So number 8 is the one, the interlocal agreement for Bounds Road. So questions, motion?
I don't know, nobody lives on that road, so.
Yeah, I know, come on,
Sure.
help me out here, brother.
I'll make a motion.
Dying in the trees.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve interlocal agreement for $14,033.40 for
Okay, Jerry.
tree brush cutting.
Jerry with the first to approve.
I'll second it because
Thank you,
I
sir.
don't want Alan to have to suffer
Thank
with
you,
that.
thank you, thank
William with a second, all in favor?
you. Aye.
Any opposed? That was unanimous. Okay, number 9, discuss, consider an interlocal agreement with Grayson County Precinct 3 for tree and brush cutting on,
You gotta do it. You gotta get your balance.
Make a motion to approve
all right, I've
the
got Pat.
interagency agreement with the county to remove trees on Reed Road.
Got Pat with the first,
Second.
William with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Move on to number 10. And this is the interlocal agreement with Grayson County Precinct 3 for the improvements to our section of Wall Street Road in the amount of $4,800,140.
Sure, spending a lot of money out west.
All of this is in our long list of stuff we went over in the budget.
Has the $1.40 put you over the edge?
Yeah, appreciate it.
I have a quick question though.
It's the dollar
What is the overall plan with Wahlberg?
With
Wall Street?
So,
We're trying to
Commissioner
do that.
Wright's working really, really hard to get that done, and Ameritax and the concrete batch plants have stepped up to help out in lots of ways. Now, our segment's very small, so we're not gonna have the kind of work that the rest of it's gonna be, but,
They're going to basically a road base.
right,
That's really what they're doing. They're removing chip sealed. And our section's small, but it's not that small.
yeah,
So this will not be the first time.
that we have to do it.
This is gonna come back again. I don't know the time frame yet. I'm trying to get a better estimate, but that's what they're doing. They're replacing the chip sealed road base because they're more equipped to maintain road base and it works better for the trucks.
And replacing some culverts that unfortunately aren't.
And the
gonna sit there
culverts,
and
yeah.
check.
Ameritex is donating some of those. It's actually, Commissioner Wright did a fantastic job of getting this all together and saving us a ton of money.
And I make a motion that we approve the interlocal agreement for Precinct 3 for Wall Street.
And Jerry with the first,
I'll second that one.
Alan with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you say no?
I said aye.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's unanimous. Move to number 11, discuss, consider, act upon approving the contract with Alfred Services for solid waste and recycling.
That was what we did in the workshop.
Yes, that's what we worked on in the work session.
But this contract still got a few little issues. You're saying approve it as it's redlined?
There's still negotiations. This is you want to go ahead and speak to
So,
that?
so the contract is the red line. I've been going back and forth. I did this at TML at 3 a.m. still.
Yes, he did.
I'll be so glad when this is done.
Mhm.
So Councilman Stevens made the thing, we will change, they agreed, by the way, Alfred's agreed, the Freon goes to refrigerant. That's just a minor, well, I'll tweak that. And then they would like to come up and speak to, there was potentially one item, I think Councilman Richards is going to mention it, that I didn't put in there that I thought they could ask or it could be brought up, and that's a renewal clause. And then the other one they would like to speak to, they're here tonight, deals with the recycling. Other than that, I think the contract, it's a solid contract. It's a little more evolved than the one you have currently under Republic. The contract's a little more evolved. It is a more, yes. And I use 3 other cities. Hats off to Salina. They worked on theirs for about 2 years, and I stole about 70% of theirs.
Yeah.
So I want them to come up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only thing that I had was the renewal terms where it says available renewal, just do auto renewal. It's the same thing as we have Republic, which is where we're at right now. So that would be the only red line this evening would be just to do an auto renewal for the contract instead of an available renewal. If anybody has any issue with that.
Okay, so do y'all have specific questions, or do you want me to? Okay, go ahead. I don't have any specific questions, so, but
No.
Can we
Tell-
do
Go.
renew with, can we do renewals? This doesn't cost us money, they're paying us money, right?
Right, 10% franchise fee.
I don't have any questions, but if you wanted to speak to, you said something about recycling though,
Well-
so I'm interested.
We just wanted to change the wording or ask for some different wording in the recycling because of the committee that we were discussing.
Right.
They kind of wanted to go to a subscription only on the recycling in order to keep the recycling cleaner and actually recycled and not taken to the landfill. So the way the contract is worded now, it just said all residents will receive a recycling cart. And we're happy that if everybody wants to do it and do it correctly, to give everyone, but we wanted to have something that delineates that you have to sign up and do it correctly like they were discussing. Just something that states that so that, it's not just blanketed, everybody gets it no matter what, even if they're not really participating in the recycling program. Because it takes just a small percentage of people to ruin it for everybody. Once 10% are put trash in it, then the whole thing is ruined and you're really doing it for nothing at that point,
Right.
So that's in an effort to just try to get it to where we're actually recycling it. The people that want to do it and do it
That was our-
correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our main intentions, is to have it as, you have to sign up for it, you have to follow the rules, buy it,
Right. And if everybody signs up and does it correctly,
Right.
then by all means, everybody gets the
I
card.
didn't
But,
realize that it was misworded in here.
but it's kind of stated in there that everybody just gets it, and we just
Right.
want to
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
distinguish that a little bit.
So-
It does say provider shall provide the collection of recyclable materials placed in a recyclable cart from residential units, so.
After residents' participation in whatever, is it feasible to, people have to be educated on what to put in these trash bins.
Exactly.
Correct.
These recycle bins.
Yeah.
And
Engagement for sure.
And a lot of people think if it's plastic, you can recycle it.
Correct.
If it's paper, you can recycle it. If it's
Well, most
metal-
paper, as long as it's not
Well,
contaminated with some soil with something
Yes.
else.
Yeah, like
Right, but
leftover
you can't
pizza.
take like milk cartons that have plastic fused to the paper, those are difficult, can you recycle that?
Some, yes, that
Some
can be
services
recycled. It's
can't
not
take it,
as
some
easy.
can't, Right, yeah,
Mhm.
so,
Recyclable trash bags, your Walmart bag that you walk out of the store with?
Yeah.
You can't.
right,
It's
Right.
caught up in the
And you
belts
can't
they-
even-
you gotta take.
If
it back
they've
to
already been
Walmart,
recycled.
Walmart,
And you can't even put your recyclables in one of those bags.
Yeah.
Even if it's all aluminum cans in there, the recycle center will just throw it away because it's in a bag.
Right.
Yeah, so there's,
Yeah, I've
a lot of
seen people
education
just
that has
take
to go
their-
on.
Take their recycling, put it in a bag and take it out in the bag and put it in the trash can,
Yeah.
So is it feasible to educate people in some kind of process, even if it's, just giving out a flyer, I don't think it's gonna.
no, we can always do as much
stickers.
outreach as possible, but I think part of the intent of doing a subscription because there are people out there that are diehard recycling, and they do know what to do,
Right.
and they do it diligently, and the people that don't kind of ruin it for them, you know.
And have no idea that
Yeah.
every so many trucks, all of it just goes back to trash, all their hard work with it.
Exactly.
Because 10% of the people did it wrong, and I would say that probably more than 10%
Well, I
of
would say that.
the people is
So
doing
is
it wrong.
Is it possible to, I mean, trash is fungible once it gets into the dump truck.
Mhm.
Are you gonna know who's not following the rules?
Yeah, because we're dumping it manually into the back of a Rulo truck where you actually see the contents fall out,
Okay.
you know, and you're looking at it too, because it's a guy just wheeling it to the truck and opening the cart. So if you got bags hanging out of it, or there's a 2x4 sticking out of it, or, you know, something obvious, then we know, hey, we're not taking this, you know.
Yeah.
Now there's times where sometimes people are misinformed, like you were saying, about what's recycling. It might be clean and not trash, but not actually recyclable. That's not as bad as people just throwing trash in the recycling.
Well, like I was saying, so say they throw in a pizza box, you know, technically pizza boxes are recyclable, but they're almost always stained with grease.
Right.
Yeah,
Are you gonna
leftover
open up
cheese
each
and
pizza
stuff
box
on.
and check them, or?
No.
I mean,
And small, if that's the only contamination we have, we're happy.
No
That's
big
fine.
deal. Yeah.
You know,
10% is the threshold.
yeah.
It's probably just the people that their trash can is full, so they throw their trash in.
A lot of people just use it as an extra trash can, or you know, they have kids or people that just don't know, and they just throw it in whatever can is out there. And
The old adage of it all ends up in the landfill anyways has been pretty much ingrained in a lot of people's brains, so.
yeah,
I think, community engagement's gonna have to be big with this.
Yeah, well,
And a
so
lot
that's
of
why
it
we're
does end
signing
up
up
in the
for it.
landfill because people contaminate it.
right.
So then
That's
you've
why
got
we're
all
asking
these extra
everybody to
trucks
sign
on the
up for it,
road.
so that those who
It's
want
twice
to
the work, and it
And
ends
it's
up in the
twice the
same
work,
place.
and then it ends
Exactly.
up going to
Yeah.
the same place because too
So it
many
has
people
a
are doing
bigger
it wrong.
environmental impact because you know you're doing twice as much labor and
Yeah.
work to do the same amount. You
That's
know?
right. So I think having people sign up, do you want recycling, are you gonna participate and do it right is one thing. Everybody just blanketly having a recycle bin, it's what we're doing now.
Right, and we're doing it for free basically, so it's an incentive for them. If they do it, it's less
Right.
trash in the trash can.
Exactly,
You know.
exactly.
Adam will appreciate it on
So
the road.
how
So no glass recycling.
No,
No, that they don't
the
want
sorting
it.
I mean,
facility.
that's like the most recyclable thing on the
Well,
planet.
the
I know.
problem is it breaks up
Right.
and gets into shards and then gets into everything else.
Oh, I
You
think
know,
I can
it
speak
gets-
to the glass.
The glass
You know
guy.
anything about glass?
Yeah, so glass recycling, when we take clean glass to a recycler, they'll pay us $5 a ton. So imagine the labor, the gas and everything, they'll take a ton
To
of
do
glass to recycle it. So
I
the
know,
sorting
but
facilities.
it's gonna be an education thing because people. I mean,
Sorting
It's the
facilities.
number one thing they
All the
contaminate
stuff
with is
recyclable.
glass.
It's glass and aluminum cans, right? Those are the two.
Well, we're
things.
gonna have
You would
that
think
stuff.
so, but at the same time, when it comes to recycling glass, we have to use only clear cullet into one kind of a dumpster. If you put anything gray in there, or
Brown,
bronze,
green,
or
yeah.
beer bottles, it contaminates the entire thing, because the sorting facility has to go through there and separate it all.
And the goal would be as soon as council passes this contract, to put together a mailer, either through Mustang's billing or we just send it ourselves
Well,
before
we
they
have
take
Mustang.
over to educate the public immediately
Right.
Right.
about changes because they're
We're
already
able
a
to-
contractor, we're
And
moving
then,
to
and then
this.
send out more info when they sign up to get the can. I
Yes.
like the idea of not just giving it to them, make them sign up.
Right.
Because if they want it, they're more incentive to know what the program is and know what to
That's
do with
right.
it.
Right.
And we can get all of this on the website. so people
Because for a lot of people, it's super important. They spend a lot of time
Right.
recycling.
And they get mad when people ruin it for them.
Exactly.
So on day
Exactly.
one, when it goes out, people are just gonna get one can for trash unless they found out and they
Correct.
sign up for the
Sign up
thing.
for recycling.
Now, once, like, so for example, myself, I'm gonna get one can. I'm gonna be like, why? Oh, okay, now I have to find out or remember I got something in the mail or go out here, fill out my recyclable agreement form, call it what it is, and then, okay, recyclable thing will come out to me, and there we go. But for right now, people will be one can unless you went out and did the recycle form.
Or two, you could sign up for 2 cans.
For
Yeah.
two, or for
Second
two
can.
trash cans.
Right.
Yes.
They need to
And more
sign
people
something.
may sign up for a second trash can because they've been using the recycle as trash.
Mhm.
Right.
And so now they're gonna need a second trash
Which
can,
costs them extra.
which costs them a little bit more, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's that's what it needs to be though.
I'm just trying to, we all sit there with everyone else in the town and we won't,
Yeah.
they're not sitting out here to where we're all gonna get one can and people are gonna be like, why? And
Right.
we're gonna have to see it on Facebook.
There's gonna be a lot of communication.
All this stuff, well, I know, but I mean, how many times do you open anything from Mustang? I don't.
I mean, right now, everybody gets one can right now, and they also get a recycling
Yeah.
bin. Whether they're using it for true recycling,
No, I'm
it's
just,
gonna require sign up.
I'm just setting up what it's gonna look like when we have, everyone else gets one
Maybe
can.
their signature form or something.
Well, then, I mean, there's gonna be a flyer that comes with the card. On top of the card, if you do get a recycling card, it's gonna have on there a sticker, what is recyclable, what's not recyclable on the card. You know, and it's gonna be distinguished, you know, what you're supposed to put in it. So,
Yeah.
One of the other,
I
one
mean,
of
I
the other
think taking it a
things,
bit further, it's like when they, you know, whether it's electronic or however you can do your sign up, you know, that there's some blanket statement here, this is what you can and cannot recycle. You know, you can't.
yes.
Just.
and I'm sure it'll be posted on the website, the
Yeah.
city's website, our website.
You can even
You know.
make an AI video that says, here's what you cannot put in there.
Yeah,
And they
do not
have
do
to
this.
watch it and acknowledge it before they sign.
One of the other things that they're doing is they have numbers on every one of the trash cans, so I can't steal Williams loaded up with a bunch of stuff.
And you would, I know.
All right, I think we're good.
No, I'll just come by your house and just throw this.
When storms start mixing them up in the neighborhood, they'll have the ability to track down whose can is what.
Yeah.
Actually,
So I was heavily involved in it, so
and that would be trash.
Because, you know,
Well, car batteries,
no,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
If y'all are ready.
You don't have to
Recycle to
But just
participation.
change the term,
Yeah.
recycle.
Is there any other
free
changes?
How would you like me to word this?
Oh, I just told you.
So I'll make a
Oh, you got
motion, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and accept, the contract with Alfred Services, for solid waste and recycling services with revisions as stated.
So Jerry with the first,
I'll say,
Pat with the second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, that's unanimous. We'll move on to item number 12. Discuss, consider act upon approving a design service with PLA for downtown concept master planning. So, Eric, you're gonna kind of, well, we discussed this in the work session. Do any of you guys have questions on it right now at this point for Eric? Any other questions for Eric? PLA?
Professional landscape architect, AICP, American Institute of Certified Planners.
No, that's the name
They used to call it RLA, Registered Landscape
No.
Architect, but they changed it to P to match professional engineers for some reason.
Yeah.
All it did, it's highly credentialed is what that
there
says.
was a person.
Yeah, so Dawn, I have you signed up for 12, 18, 19, and 20. I'm gonna have you hop up and speak to all of these at the same time.
And I hope you can keep up with that.
Piece of cake.
There you go.
12 is the PLA.
Yes.
You've got the amended budget, the finance director, and the increase in available spending from 10 to 50. So all of those. With the timer now, not me.
Okay, Don Anderson, 102 Falls Creek Lane, MVD. On the PLA one,
Well, it shouldn't say LJA, it's only not supposed to be PLA. It's,
Hold on, stop that.
PLA is the licensing, LJA is the firm that we're talking about here.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. These acronyms. All right, now you
We'll let DA speak now.
can. Sorry.
the EDC for the past several years has been more reactive and not proactive. The MVD that we've got now is getting more and more proactive. This is one of our first forays in looking at how we can help build an infrastructure, get the businesses in. We're focused on it. We're working very closely with Eric. He's given us a lot of good guidance so that we're making certain that we're doing this the correct way. And it'd also be something that'll come before y'all. We, I think, have been given the impression that we're separate from you and therefore y'all stay out of our bailiwick. That's not the case. We realize that we work for the city, that y'all have the oversight on what we're doing. We're just trying to take a little more responsibility in what we're doing in order to do what we were formed to do. Okay, that's it on 12.
Amended budget.
On the budget, we submitted an amended budget. If y'all have had a chance to look at it, do you have any questions on it?
One thing I'll say is it's very difficult to read your budget.
Do what?
It's very difficult to read your budget, the way it runs, or 6
Well,
pages and it's.
We're doing it on an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
One of the things that we'd like to have done is get the money ourselves and also be able to put together a program that would give a more professional type of budget. But there's so many moving parts into it as it is right now. This is what we've got until such time we can do that.
I have a question, Dawn. What were the changes made? Because,
I highlighted each one of the changes that were made in there. Mostly what we did was we assigned a line item number to the ISD, to the fiber optics on that part of it, and also to the drainage surveys, so that those will be able to charge to the right line items. We also increased from our revenue from a 300,000 to a 900,000.
Is that because of your windfall with the?
Well, once we started getting the sales tax from out of the ETJ, we estimated that we're probably going to hit the 900,000 and more, but we left it at 900,000.
so this is in here and this was in here. See, I just didn't see any changes. Nothing's highlighted, but I didn't see any changes from the original plan, other than the ISD property, because originally MD was agreeing for the city to purchase it at the time, but that's when you read EDC. Now you guys are purchasing it, so obviously we won't push the money over to the city. We leave it where it is, and you purchase it, and then I don't see anything different. So I'm not
Well,
really sure why
before
we're-
we had the ISD, the four of them, the four different ones, were all down at the bottom where we were just tracking it separately as an approved item, and did not have an assigned line item for actually charging once we do the money that goes into those. So now we've got the assigned line items for it.
I think this looks normal to me.
So what he's saying is that on the budget end had a
Right.
0, and they're needing to
Oh.
move the money from one to the other.
Okay.
Because they need to do that so I can close the books.
I gotcha.
Like what we did in our budget.
What she said.
Yeah, that's just, yeah.
Move it from one area to another.
That's all
Should
this
be.
is.
Okay. Does that even need our approval? I guess we.
It does.
It does.
Because I've gotta do it, put it into the budget.
Okay.
Because it's going from
Over
a 0
yeah,
to
we gotta come back.
We gotta come back to that.
358,000, so that's.
So go
why.
ahead and let's talk on 19 and 20, then we'll come back to number 12 and figure that, but I wanna make sure that you get all your time. So on number 19, having a finance director on the MDD.
We are, at this particular point, there's differences in what the city has and what I'm tracking. And when I go to do these reports each month, the information I get, Deetra and I have to go back and forth and talk, because like we got a budget sheet the other day, wrong error. We got a balance sheet that had a $42,000 sales tax on it that we have no idea where it come from. That's a problem she's dealing with there. And we had another report that was showing a difference in a sales tax, and then getting a 50,000 was what we were having in there. So it's like balancing all of these things. I got a payment that we did for a consultant. It was done back in September. I got the information on that just yesterday. I mean, it needs to be a little more timely. We do need to streamline this process, but right now that's what we've got.
Okay.
And that's the reason why we want to do something as far as being either treasurer or finance director, call it what you want.
Aren't you the treasurer?
No, there is no position for treasurer,
Is there, there's no, okay,
not in the bylaws.
okay,
That's the reason why we're adding something in there.
right,
I mean, if you want to retitle it, and instead of calling it a finance director,
yeah,
call it the treasurer, that's fine.
okay.
You know, and if you want to change, if you do that, are you still going to let us have the money where we do it? Y'all have oversight because you will receive on each of your council once a month our current monthly financial statements so you can see them.
Yeah, no, you need to know where you stand, what money's yours and what you have available, absolutely. So, no, I'll fix that. We'll fix that.
So that's a maybe.
No, I'll make sure you get your information. But y'all ask, it says you're asking for a finance director, and we talked a little bit about that already in our work session,
Well,
but
we were just going to.
now I know what you're needing though.
Sounds like
That's
you
a little
said
bit
we need-
different.
We need to revise the bylaws, because they don't have, how do the bylaws get out without a treasurer? I mean.
Well, I don't know.
It's like the,
But if you're going to have.
Unless, I mean, for some organizations, the secretary does that. So it's, I mean,
I think what they're asking for was not what we were talking
it's
about.
not what we thought we were asking for, so I'm glad you clarified that too.
Okay.
So, real quick, let's move to number 20, and that is the expenditure approval from 10 to 50,000. So speak to that, and then we'll go back to 12 and we'll work through this.
Well, you do understand too that y'all director, which is what you've got in the bylaws, is handling all of our stuff, so,
Right. But
Okay.
now that I know what you're needing, I can fix that for you.
okay. Now, on the other part, when we were an EDC, we were getting an average of about $300,000 a year. That's kind of, it had to be watched very carefully, and the EDC was not being as professional as it should be. There was a $10,000 notice, so if it hits that, it had to have city council approval. Well, now we're talking about where we're handling over $2 million. We're asking that our level be raised up to 50,000. Right now, that will save us from having to, on a lot of our budget items, things like that, or anything like, say, for example, the PLA thing, those are low things rather than having to wait time, get it on the agenda, come in and do this, while we're holding up waiting from what we did before. I'm looking at expediency here. Once again, y'all see what we do on the financial sheets that you'd get each month.
so Don, is there anything driving the need for expediency? Because if you change these numbers, then that's less involvement that the council has and less awareness that we have. When the number's down lower, we stay more involved and we know more what's going on.
Expediency based upon, how long has your council members been going each month? Y'all gone as much as 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. This is just to kind of, help y'all out in one instance. And the other, if we make a decision, if we have to wait a month before we can get a final approval, that's just holding us back too on what we're trying to do. And as far as oversight, you get the report.
It's not a matter of oversight, it's a matter of just awareness. And if we move these numbers up, things that we're not aware of, so.
Okay.
Are we not responsible? If we're responsible enough to $2 million, can't we handle something under 50,000?
I don't think it's a matter of handling them. If it was 80,000 or 30,000, I think what we're just saying is we don't know of anything. Like I haven't seen anything come to us even with the $10,000.
Well, we haven't had anything at this particular point.
Yeah.
Hence my question, what is the expediency that, what's happened that, we meet twice a month and we can meet more often if we need to, so what's happening that would mean we need to be able to move on that's so fast that we're holding something up?
Well, like I said, we're looking at being proactive. That means that, for example, as far as the PLA, if we're looking in an area there where we're looking to develop it as far as an area right there. If we go to purchase property, we can put in a bid for it. If it looks like it, then we're delayed action until we get approval from y'all. Now, if it's over the 50,000, which it should be, we'll be doing that. But as far as negotiating and all that, we can't even negotiate without.
You're never gonna buy a piece of property for $50,000.
And that's not true. You can negotiate, you just can't finalize.
Okay, well, then we'll have to wait until we get. Like I said, anything over 50,000, that's the same limit that y'all operate with there too, so.
Okay, so let's,
You wanna drop it to 30,000? What?
10 is right now, 10. Just what-
The president would like to.
Yeah, do you want to speak now or wait until, so thank you, Don. Do you want to go ahead and speak?
Yeah.
We're on number 12, but I'll have Don, because you have 4, have it do it all the same.
That's fine, I can speak to it on
Okay.
number 12. I'm
Okay.
Paul Volker, I'm the president of the MDD, Gunter resident, 1157 Stonebridge Pass. I think the work we're doing with LJA on the redesign is a good example of why we're just looking to get a little bit more autonomy with budget. We're just in a position where we would like to move faster. Frankly, it's been a year that's just has not been as productive as we would like, fully honest and transparent. And so we're just trying to find ways to just be a little bit more nimble, make decisions faster, and accomplish our goals a little bit quicker than we have in the past. And we think that opening up our spend level will give us the ability to bring things that are at a certain price point to the city council to approve. It could take us, we may not get it on the agenda right away. It could get on the agenda. It could get to the next one. Maybe it doesn't get voted on. It could be 60 days before we get approval on something. With LJA, they're sitting there going, okay, we're ready to go. We want to move forward with this plan, and we're kind of just in a holding pattern there. So I don't know that there's going to be a lot of projects that are going to have a $50,000 budget. There probably won't be many of those, but there may be some. And when those opportunities arise, we would like to be able to move as quickly as possible without getting sort of bottlenecked here. Eric can help with oversight, and if there's some way to meet in the middle and provide communications to you on projects or expenditures over 20,000, we're happy to do that.
How often are y'all meeting?
We're meeting once a month.
So we're meeting twice as often as you, so I'm really having a hard time understanding when there's going to be a place where we're the bottleneck.
So, if I can elaborate a little bit, my only question is this: can you give an example of where this expedited process in the past has inhibited you from making a decision or moving forward? Because you want to move it forward, right? Because of trend analysis is what I'm going off of, is what you're using to move this forward. So, what was a trend to where you need this without this $50,000 of wiggle room? Regardless of what it was for.
Yeah. I mean, fair question. I don't know if there's
I can answer that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
The EDC implemented the RBEG program. At that point, when the loans that we did, 10,000 and above, we came to city council. That's the trend that's been for quite some time.
I understand that, but where was the specific incident where you having to wait on the city council approval has it inhibited you from moving forward?
Yeah, I don't think we're saying the city has a track record of slowing down the.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just
RBG
trying to see if you want to adjust something. What was your trend analysis that we were prohibiting you?
Just the current situation where we just like with the LJ project there, we'd like to just have the autonomy to pull the trigger on that and move ahead. So that's really the use case there. It's not a trend or ongoing activity that's blocking our progress, to be fair.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Right,
So
thank you.
let's go back to number 12, discussing for you guys on the design service. We had Eric's feedback, we talked a lot about this.
Like I said earlier, I mean, I like the concept, I like the idea. It's really what I have said needs to kind of happen with all of downtown. That is a good blank slate to start with exactly what we want. And I think it is important for the developers to actually have a visual picture, and we have a visual picture that we stand behind. And that was one of the things even at TML that they had talked about is building your plan, staying with your plan, and riding your plan. And if there's a plan in our head, we don't have a plan. So
They do have a vision. There's a lot of details in the concept, so.
I like the idea, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
When did we do the master plan, downtown master plan?
4 years ago.
So we've kicked the can for 4 years and now we got an opportunity. Let's go ahead.
We have a
Different area,
Two
a little
years
bit
ago.
different area.
It's all area. That is a
Right.
character zone that's included in that master
Yes.
plan, and we've
It's a
utilized
phase of the mining phases that are coming ahead.
Right.
it. The master plan originally is a guide.
Right.
This is now taking that guide and actually physically doing a layout.
I would have a problem with putting some teeth in it.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, Eric, we've had our conversations about whether it's really a master plan.
This is a concept master plan, so it's a visual.
But what LJA is proposing to do is actually more nuts and bolts work.
Yes.
It is physical layout as opposed to ideologies, design philosophies,
Yes.
road typologies, what the concept of a downtown, but that concepts that you've seen a downtown master plan is going to be used in this master plan. We're not just going to say, okay, well, we don't really like the 10-foot sidewalks and activating the street and all that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are we gonna get down to details like this is the
It'll be
standard
detailed.
sidewalk, this is how we're gonna do curbs?
We need an 8-foot sidewalk. This is what this intersection is kind of going to look like so that it functions, the connectivity between. We might take some of the alleys that are down there, have connectivity where it's just pedestrian only, those types of things. So when a developer comes in, we know what John Carter, what Walnut Street needs to be like, and then we're going to carry that through and use those downtown complete streets, as we call it, design criteria to lay it out. Because then we know could you get 30,000 or could you get 40,000? Well, if we want to activate the street, we need to make the building a little bit smaller to make the sidewalk activated. And on-street parking, it gives us more opportunity to kind of see how do we use that common general parking area where it's located, or better to get this land and then flip it and still be able to utilize, just the moving pieces, but have two concepts to look at. When a developer comes in, hey, we got this 15 acres that we could do a mutual thing, but the building needs to go here. And then it starts the dominoes falling out.
And like you said, this is the lump sum is $32,500 for this.
For two concepts, we'll get two final concepts that we can present, hang on the wall in the conference room and not be embarrassed because I drew them on trace or something.
And when was this presented or done by you guys to
Well,
present to us?
we JA back in September, 1st of September, actually August, and then said, here's the scope. We did kind of have a fee in our mind. We didn't want to, we said, look, we're not looking to do $50,000 or $100,000.
Yeah.
But here's the scope, give us the number, and we kind of knew from talking to some other people and when they'd done some stuff, what it could be. They came back and gave us the scope we wanted, and the fee was pretty palpable.
So when you got the scope, how long did it take you guys to then get it on this agenda?
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Well, it's on tonight's agenda. I got the contract on September 2nd.
Okay.
I don't know if it was me not getting it on, or whatever.
Well, I have a slightly different question. The day you started talking to these people, why wasn't this on the agenda for us to know that it was coming?
Because MDD needed to talk about it first, whether they were gonna extend their plans on it
Well,
further.
but still, it would have been nice just as a heads up. I mean, it could have been a quick 5-minute agenda item. So
Well,
we
part
know
of it was we didn't
because
wanna-
what happens is we're sitting here now digesting the entire thing that everyone else is well versed in. And that's what I don't want to see happen.
I believe that we presented this in executive session because
We
somebody
have
should tell.
kind of discussed this, because we discussed this sort of a little bit Well, actually quite a bit in
We
executive
gave
session.
the vision of overall in the area that
During,
we're
you
looking
did
at.
not, that's true.
Yeah.
During the
Yeah, 'cause you showed
reason
us-
why we wanted the school property, what the scope was gonna be, which we
It
won't
was
talk
just in
about too much out
different
here.
pieces, and now here's the full
But
pop.
this is more,
But
more
still.
coherent, and it would have been nice if we had a 5-minute. We can put things on the agenda and take 5 minutes to talk about it, and then every 2 weeks when we meet again, here's an update on this thing. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's the kind of communication process that I'm trying to get to, because we need information to flow, not just show up,
So
boom, make a
should-
decision.
Should Eric put in a
I kinda
MDD?
think meeting minutes for MDD
Yeah, if I'm-
is, we all have the ability to attend, we can read their meeting minutes and know what they're doing.
Or should we have
And
it
have
where like
an
Adam gives us an
idea.
update? That's just one of your little update items to us.
And I will have a director, the development director's, whatever you want to call it, update at the next meeting. Yes.
Okay.
Councilman.
So there you go. If he can
But
put that on his update, then
that's-
there you go. He'll just, oh, I'm talking.
I'll bring in some MDD stuff as well.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a big plan, and it starts directing how the city's going to look physically, and it's not something you wanna just suddenly be presented with and make a decision in one night. You wanna take time, you wanna develop it, you want people in town to hear about it.
Or you just
You want,
approving a
But
budget
this isn't
for
really
the
necessarily
concept.
that,
for
cause
the
this
community
isn't going to the
boards.
citizens.
And then I know we were talking about it earlier in the workshop of like, well, you know, alcohol too close to a school, all that kind of stuff. So that would be in that concept of like, okay, this is where here's these restaurants.
Again, I don't know if you were here during the work session, but we talked about the TABC regulations.
Mhm.
And the fact that city council can waive proximity regulations, because on schools, it's property line, which makes half of this impossible. But they can waive it, and I don't see, there might be citizens that can, have concerns with it or whatever, but we're not talking anything more than maybe 5149. We're not looking for a liquor store, an SLB, or.
Right.
I'm just saying even restaurants. I mean, I know I've walked downtown Salina from one place to another, and there's a beer can sitting over here, maybe.
So this
On-premise
is
consumption still
Yeah,
gets that kind
That's
of
something
thing.
else later.
But I think this is to wrap it all up, so we continue, yes, I agree, communication does need to improve with future, if you guys prefer, down the road, being enlightened a little bit more, I think that wouldn't be a terrible thing to have. But I think for the results of what we need to do today, I think we should just, move forward and, with this program.
Let's get the ball started.
I think it's next steps, if we want people to come in and we need them to bring their economic development, they gotta have something to show, hey, here's our ideas, right? So,
We're still investigating.
I make a motion to, approve.
all right, so we have Pat with the first to approve,
I'll second.
and Wade with a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that is unanimous. We move to number 13. Okay, so this one is to ratify the previous ordinance that we passed on October 16th. Remember we had that conversation about TxDOT removing the signs?
To make it legal.
And I guess all of us apparently forgot that the speed zone was actually in the ordinance and we thought it wasn't. Eric's smiling because he said it was. He tried to tell us, but this is just ratifying because it wasn't fully, we didn't really understand that when we passed the ordinance, and it actually is in it, like what we wanted. It's there, so we don't need a new one, we just need to ratify this one with that understanding that the speed
limit was adjusted
was in
as
there.
well.
Yeah, it was in there the whole time.
And I'll make a motion that we ratify ordinance 2025-10-16-03.
All right,
Passed on October 16th.
and Jerry with the first,
I'll second.
Alan with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
And that is unanimous. We'll move on to number 14. Okay, so discuss, consider, act upon accepting the letter of resignation from Jerry when he was on the P&Z board, now that he's on council.
Bring him back.
You already have somebody who's raised their hand. And has been interviewed.
Top down now.
It's too big for it.
I'll make
So-
a motion to approve.
Okay, Wade with the first to approve,
Second is accepting his letter of resignation.
Pat with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. You're free, Jerry. Okay, so number 15 is the same letter of resignation from Holly Moore with the park board.
Make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Holly Moore, place 3, Park Board President.
Second.
All right, Pat with the first, William with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. Number 16, discuss, consider, act upon a resolution for nominations for the Grayson CAD Board of Directors. We threw them a wrench.
Yeah, we did, right? I remember that.
Yay.
They didn't like it so much. So,
We're kind of good at that.
No, they shouldn't have liked it because they wanted their guys and they already had them.
we
picked out.
didn't have
They
any
thought-
information.
And they thought everybody was just gonna go along.
But you know what else we forgot to do? You forgot to share with Monty that you nominated him to it.
I think I mentioned it to him.
You didn't tell him. He didn't know.
I swear I've talked to him like half a dozen times since then. I must have mentioned it in one of those conversations.
He didn't know.
The text didn't go through.
I just talked to him yesterday and he didn't mention that I didn't tell him.
Well, he knows now. So,
Congratulations as you walk by.
So I need to know who's the 2 nominations and how many votes you want for each one.
right. So the 4 are Brad Morgan, William Stevens, Monty Walker, and Charlie Williams. We don't know who Brad and Charlie are, but,
So down to Monty and William?
Absolutely.
so we need to
Let the two of
choose
them
the
work
2
it out.
nominations, right?
What's the
To
number?
choose 2,
And
And
then,
then how many votes you want for each one.
okay.
And so basically, if you wanna do it half, it'd be 6 votes for each one, because the city of Gunter only has 12.
Okay.
we give 12 votes to William.
I mean,
Or
whatever we
Charlie.
do,
How many would it take
we're
to
the
get
only
one
ones
on
voting
top?
for William and Monty.
I don't think we can outvote.
But we can do
Sherman.
it for the record.
I don't know if we can outvote Sherman. but,
Sherman.
Somebody should ask Sean how he's planning on voting.
I mean, you know, it was a nice little surprise we gave them.
Yes, it was.
So,
I make the motion to nominate William Stevens and Monty Walker as
okay,
to the appraisal district, central appraisal, Grayson County Appraisal District.
and we have 12 votes. So what does your motion say?
So with 6
We
votes.
split it?
With 6 votes each.
All right. So I have a first with Pat, a second with William, all in favor? All right, that's unanimous. Let us know how that election goes,
Well,
how that assignment
we've
goes.
got a snowball's chance, but.
I
But
mean,
at least they know that
You got their
people aren't just gonna let
attention.
'em-
Well, you know, it's,
Yeah.
I don't like the steamroller, and I appreciate what we did.
That's right, we got their attention. Okay, number 17, this is a Senate Bill 2038 petition for release from the ETJ. 14.229 acres located near the northwest corner of Merrily Road and Highway 289. Received from David McGinnis on October 29th.
Just got a question. Do you know, this is for GCEC property. So what rationale would it have to be for trying to?
It
They don't
doesn't matter, we
necessarily
can't
have
ask
to
them.
rationale. Sometimes they think it's easier to go to the county and deal with some stuff.
Right.
They find out not necessarily true.
But, and I know we discussed in the past, and especially in light of county not passing the 1.5 sales tax, that we were gonna have to look at these 2038 positions and possibly start including them.
We're gonna have a conversation about that coming soon. I'm gathering lots and lots of information as Captain Kramer, where is he? Right here, is helping me do all that. We're gonna bring all that back to you guys, because yeah, we got big decisions
For
to
a later
make.
decision.
Yep.
So,
So we really don't have much of a
make a
choice.
motion to accept.
We have to. All right. So
Yeah,
Pat for the first,
We can deny it, but it still happens.
Yeah.
it still happens.
Making a motion to accept
I'll second.
All right.
agenda item 17, the removal of the 14.229 acres located near the northwest corner of Marley Road and State Highway 289.
Pat for the first, Jerry, was that you in the second?
Yeah.
And all in favor?
Spell
Okay, that is unanimous. Number
As long
18,
as you make sure they know that they're not getting any services from the city when they pull out.
we're gonna talk about all that soon. Huge presentation, hard decisions, lots of information, and we gotta have all of our information. So, Number 18, discuss, consider, act upon approving the MDD's amended budget.
I'll make a motion to accept the amended budget.
Okay, Jared first,
I'll second.
Wade with a second, all in favor? All right, that's unanimous. Number 19, discuss, consider, act upon approving the recommended changes to the bylaws to include a finance director. Now that we know what that actually means.
We want to reword that to
I
treasurer.
want to make a motion that we added treasurer to the bylaws, not a
Okay.
finance director, but they need a treasurer. You need to have somebody that can go to the bank and sign and check on whoever else is doing what. When the secretary brings money in, they have to have somebody to take it to. And
Do we know if the MDD's attorney looked at it or?
Don't know.
No.
I haven't seen the attorney.
Well, she can't come on Tuesday, so.
So number 18 really doesn't need to be on here because the.
Let's do this. Can
I
we
think you might want to table
direct
it.
staff
I mean, in my motion to
have some
take that up
conversations?
and table it and direct it to.
And then
yes.
bring it back?
Yeah, let's take
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. So William with a first to
Table
table it to when?
You gotta have time for the MDD to meet, say
Okay.
what they want.
So, a month from now.
January?
What is it, a month from now?
So we'll just put it on the table for now?
Unless y'all are gonna start meeting more often.
So
Easy.
here's my question, wait a minute, it's our meeting, so we've gotta, you guys have to make the decision,
Second
citizen
meeting
comments
in
are closed.
December.
So-
January.
You're
Full
tabling
month.
it to
Easy January.
But January.
direct
Give them
staff
just a
to
month, yeah.
What's the second meeting?
draft
That'll be the
something with the
third,
city attorney?
Because
and bring
January
it
the
back,
1st is a holiday.
Or just tabling it?
We second
second.
meeting in
Because we
December.
can direct staff
Let
to,
them go do whatever they do and then bring it back.
Just let us know once.
Yeah.
and have them work with Victoria and bring it
Yeah,
back.
just let us know. So if it doesn't take them a month, it takes them 2 weeks.
Because we're here every 2 weeks.
Yeah, put it back on, because we don't wanna hold them up.
We're not actually even tabling, we're just dismissing it and we'll just take it up again whenever it shows up.
January 15th.
You wanna do January 15th?
So when are we doing the first meeting?
Unless
We're not,
before,
because it's a holiday.
January 15th, unless before.
Just table it until we have a revision, like
Yeah.
a
Let's
document,
table it
something to
until
look
the
at.
revision. Let's let Victoria tell us
We're
what
not
she's
really
got.
tabling it, we're just denying it and telling them to come back with a better plan, yeah.
Not denying it.
Deny the finance director this with another. Okay,
Yeah, come back with the amended bylaws with the treasurer in it.
so your motion is,
We can do that next meeting if you got it ready, so.
It's not a problem. I
So what
got
motion-
this from another city,
Yeah.
their MDD. I'll just change it to the treasurer.
So what's your motion?
Deny it?
Just,
Table it, not deny.
okay, table it, whatever you wanna call it, semantics, but.
okay, so William to table it,
I'll second.
and Jerry with the second, all in favor? All right, that's
Table,
unanimous, to
taking up the
table it.
same, we're taking up the same agenda items for next meeting, they won't have to amend it.
Right, so that'll give them time to work with Victoria to bring us back, however y'all want that done.
They did it.
Okay, number, 20, discuss consider act upon increasing the approval level from 10,000 to 50,000.
Excuse me?
I'll make a motion that we actually deny increasing the approval level. I think 10,000 is more than fair. We haven't given any indication that there's any holdup on our part, and I just don't like the idea of having a $50,000 potential floating around. That have to come back to us, so I'll make a motion to deny it.
I'll second Jared's motion for the purpose of discussion, and
Okay,
we can talk about it. You know, I mean, we're working on 10,000 now, right?
Right.
50.
No. The
10
city,
is what it is.
city
Okay,
works on
and we're
10.
talking Don.
City works on
It's for
10,
them now.
and it works out pretty well. I mean, you haven't had any emergencies where you need to spend more than 10, you couldn't get everybody together, right?
Mine is 3.
Yours is
So-
3?
Adams is 3 without council approval.
Is yours 3 or
Mine is
6?
3.
Sorry, mine's not.
Well, who's got 10 then?
Mine is, it's over $3,000 requires 3 quotes.
The quotes, that's right, that's
So
right.
that's what it is.
Yes.
Okay, so, but the thing is like, if we have emergencies, we convene, right?
We have emergencies.
Special
And if you guys have something that's emergent, even if it's not an emergency, we can convene. So, I mean, it sounds like your meeting frequency is what's really the bottleneck, not ours. Because we can be here almost on a moment's notice, at least on 72 hours or 3 business days notice.
Right. So maybe this just needs to be something we rethink through. Bring it back at a later date when it actually, something happens.
I personally would like to see justification, like in these specific instances, or a trend analysis of some sort to prove that this is required. Now, you may be able to do that in the next 2 months because of what's happening in the near future. Absolutely, please bring that, and I will happily, with the trend analysis, agree with you or disagree with you down the road. I'm not saying it's a no forever, but I think if you bring some data behind it,
it's going to take more than 2 data points to get a trend. So.
Yeah, well, I agree.
Yeah.
But we don't know what's in the near future of the MDD and the great things you guys are doing. Bring that trend analysis, and then I'll have a better idea to agree with it.
But also,
we're only 6 months.
I mean, literally, we can't meet with 3 business days notice. We can be here and convening and making decisions on anything we need. So
I've been here on Saturdays.
Yeah. We've done it before for it's like 2 or 3 agenda items. It's like, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Whether they take an hour and a half or 10 minutes, they're always here.
Yeah.
And for MDD, I mean, that's even more, like, we need to be here for them.
For sure.
So,
You guys are the rich kids.
Okay, so for now, we have Jerry with a first, William with a second to deny, keeping everything the same. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that is unanimous for now. Okay, and then discuss and direct on any future agenda items that you guys might want to put on the agenda.
I think we need to actually put something on to discuss the MDD meetings. They're having a heck of a time, I guess, trying to schedule meetings, and it's not fair to the public. I don't know how they're getting their notices done when they're constantly changing their dates and times and stuff. So we need to discuss that. We need to reel back.
All right.
yeah, because I'd like to see what, I know it's every Thursday, something Park and Rec, and then MPD, and something in us and someone else, but I don't see it posted.
They're doing Tuesdays or Mondays and 7:30 and 8:30 morning, 10 o'clock at night, whatever. It's all.
well, I mean, it's volunteers. And they got to make it work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
I'm
rest of the
thankful
town,
for them.
the rest of the town's going to have to make it work too.
Just
Like
like
I
I
said,
have one.
everybody's volunteers, so I'm okay with that as long as they're meeting their 3 business day notice.
Okay, so that's a topic. Anything else for future?
I got nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I got
So
stuff, but I've been super busy, got nothing.
if that is it, then we will adjourn at 7:43. All right.